Yes, sir.
Okay.
Good evening, one and all. Shri Kumarswami College Ausa, which is run by Shri Mahanta Swami Shikshan Prasarak Mandal, Ausa, District Latur, Maharashtra, heartily welcomes all the honorable dignitaries and participants here on the virtual platform for the national webinar. The national webinar is the part of a big and mega webinar series of national and international webinars, which was started by the college on the occasion of the Golden Jubilee year of the institution. The theme of the webinar series is Empowerment of Women, Women Dignity and Environmental Conservation. The objectives are crystal clear, and these are to exchange knowledge, to enrich knowledge, and the main purpose is we have the intellectual discussions of intelligentsia through which we can get answers to questions and solutions to problems, and these are very significant because these can benefit the individuals, the society, and the nation. The webinar series has become very successful, and the main source of energy behind the webinar series is the chief organizer and chairperson of this webinar series, Honorable Principal Dr. M. Ambedkar sir. In the beginning of this webinar, I welcome him as the chairperson of this current webinar. Today, I am very happy to make you know all that we have the honorable keynote speaker and chief guest, Dr. Supriya Srivastava ma'am from Shoolini University, Solan, Himachal Pradesh. She is going to enlighten us. She is going to deliver a keynote speech on the topic Science of Spirituality. On behalf of the organizing committee of webinar series, Shri Kumarswami College Ausa, I heartily welcome you, ma'am, as an invited speaker and chief guest for this program, the national webinar. I also welcome all honorable organizing committee members, Vice Principal Dr. S.D. Misal sir, Junior College Supervisor Ravindra Karanje sir, MCVC Supervisor Praveen Udge sir, IQAC Coordinator Dr. Sanjay Kade sir, Dr. Anita Dhule ma'am, Dr. Sudhir Garad sir, Ambadas Khillare sir, Dr. Patwari sir, and Dr. Wadkar sir. Today, we all have come together
Should I start, sir?
Just
Thank
wait.
you, sir. Full to respected principal
Please, ma'am, welcome.
abroad also, and they are making this series a very successful series. So it's my pleasure. I am here to introduce today's keynote speaker, Honorable Dr. Supriya Srivastava ma'am from Shoolini University, Solan, Himachal Pradesh. Title of speech is Science of Spirituality. Dr. Supriya ma'am has completed BA from Lucknow University, MA in Sociology from Lucknow University, MPhil, and she completed PhD in Social Science from same university. She has completed additional courses like PG Diploma in Yoga Education, Rashtriya Yoga Shikshan Prashikshan Sanstha, Master of Industrial and Organizational Psychology. She has completed certificate course in computing and have proficient in basic use of computer with MS Office Internet. She has guided 40 PG students of MBA, 40 students of social project, 5 PG yoga research project, 12 UG yoga research project, and 3 PhD students. She is a devotee of Shri Paramahans Yogananda and member of YSS SRF committee for the last 20 years and believes in the ancient Indian science of spirituality. She has total 10 years of teaching experience and her academic contributions includes several reviews book chapters in many national and international publications. So after this introduction, I request today's keynote speaker, Honorable Dr. Supriya ma'am. Please start your presentation. Thank you. Welcome ma'am.
Knowledge and giving me opportunity of delivering lecture on the topic. Okay, I think I should start now. Is that okay?
Yes,
Hello?
ma'am. Yes, yes.
Yes, yes. So the topic which I am going to deliver, the lecture is the science of spirituality. Although thank you, you have given my introduction, but I would like to explain that although I have done my doctorate and my educational qualification in social science, core area of social science, but here I would like to deliver a lecture on very common topic which is very important for all of us and very fascinating for nowadays, the science of spirituality. Because sometimes we use the term spirituality and religion as synonyms, but the core meaning or technical meaning is something different. So here I would like to cover three major points. Number one, scientific aspect. That means what is the meaning of science in context of spirituality. Number two, difference between spirituality and religion. And number three, how to incorporate the scientific aspect of spirituality in our day-to-day life. So I would like to start from the first one, which is the meaning of science. So what is the meaning of science? This is very important to clarify. Sometimes we use the term natural science and sometimes we say social science. But whenever we use the term science, that means there is logic behind. There is cause and consequence phenomenon behind. And here, the very common definition of science is systematic and rational study, rational understanding or study, we can say, of a body of knowledge, where some important things are incorporated. Number one, observation. Observation is very important. Number two, experimentation. Whenever we use the term science, that means we always try to prove the thing, that is experimentation. And on the basis of experimentation, we give some conclusion, that is theoretical explanation. So there are some characteristics are important, which we have to learn, that why we use the term science. Number one, there is logic behind, that means cause and consequence phenomena. Number two, rational understanding, which is very common with the first one. Number three, observation also incorporated. Number four, experimentation, that means we are going to prove the things. And number fifth, on the basis of experimentation or observation, we try to clarify or explain the things, theoretical explanation. This is science. Sir, excuse me, sir, you said to me that we have to use mixed language. So the complete English is okay, or we need to use mixed language?
You support some Hindi also. You support to Hindi also, few terms.
Okay. So this is the meaning of science in context of natural science and social science. Now come to the second one, spirituality, जिसको हिंदी में आध्यात्मिकता भी कहते हैं, and religion. So sometimes we use the term spirituality and religion as synonyms, but there is technical difference between spirituality and religion. Spirituality, when we split the word, that means spirit plus virtue. Spirit Another word of spirit is soul, and virtue, that means characteristics. So in cultivation and manifestation of soul quality is spirituality, and everyone should do in their day to day life. हम सबको वो करना है, सोल जो क्वालिटी है, कैरेक्टरिस्टिक्स जो सोल की है, हमें वो अपनी लाइफ में मैनिफेस्ट करना है, उसको डेवलप भी करना है. And what are the qualities of soul? This is compiled in our scriptures. उपनिषद जिसको कहेंगे या फिर हम पुराण भी कहते हैं, that comes from Vedas. So there are several characteristics of soul. Some of them I can try to account here. Number one, have peace. Everyone wants peace. Everyone wants happiness. Everyone wants cheerfulness. And we should have the nature of helping, helpful. We have to be helpful. And self-control, self-discipline, and many more. There are several characteristics of soul which we have to develop from the beginning of our life, and we have to hold in our life and manifest as well. That is spirituality, and that help us to be success in every aspects of life, every walks of life. That is spirituality. Another word, religion. So when we try to find out the beginning of the word religion, then the word religion comes from or derived from the Latin word that is religare. Religare, when we again split the word, re plus ligare. Re, that means again. Ligare, that means together or unionship. That means unionship. Again and again try to find out the unionship. Everyone wants to find out, to achieve the unionship with the source from where we came and where we have to go after the end of our life, end of the present journey of life. So this is religion. Another word, another meaning of religion is holding something. So what we need to hold in our life, every good characteristics we have to hold in our life. That means values of life. That is religion. So this is different. This is the meaning of spirituality and religion. These are very closely, meanings are very close, but कई बार हम उसको समझने में गलती कर देते हैं या समझने में थोड़ी सी मिसअंडरस्टैंडिंग हो जाती है. So we can say that religion is means to achieve spirituality. Spirituality is higher stage. Religion जो है वो means है. हमें वो अपने डेली लाइफ में we have to follow the means to achieve the higher stage. अब whenever we use the term religion, there are some things are added. There are three main things which we use during when we follow religion, any religion. Religion sometimes we are living in a secular country, but there are different communities of religion. So जब भी हम किसी religion को follow करते हैं, whether it is Hinduism or Islam or Christianity or Sikhism, whatever the religion, but the three things are very important which people try to follow in their day-to-day life. Number one, rituals. हम कुछ कर्म कांड करते हैं. जब भी हम कोई religion पे हम कहते हैं हम हिंदू हैं, we are Hinduism, we following the rituals of Hindus or Islam or Christianity or whatever. So rituals, number one. Number two, mythological story behind. Whatever the religion we follow in our life, उसके पीछे कोई ना कोई mythological story देते हैं, होती है, हमारे scripture में होती है, उसको हम explain करते हैं. That is second thing. And the third very important element of religion is philosophy or ideas that which comes from Vedanta. Ved जो वेद से आता है. So this is the third element, philosophy. That is ideas of life, principles of life, laws of life. Now, rituals and mythology. This varies from religion to religion. Rituals भी अलग-अलग होते हैं अलग-अलग religion में. सबके अलग अपने नियम हैं अपने communities में. And mythology जो story है, mythological story, that is also different. But the philosophy or the principles of life which delivered from Vedas, that is common for each and every individual. There is no difference. That is very important. So most of the time what we are doing, हम अपने mythology या अपने rituals को लेके we create conflict. We start doing fighting in the society. ये होना चाहिए, ऐसे करना चाहिए, इसके पीछे ये reason है, इसके पीछे ये कहानी है. But we never try to understand the ideas, the fundamental principles of life or the philosophy of life, which is important, which is the ultimate aim of following spirituality or religion. उसको हम भूल जाते हैं. Now, from where these principles or the fundamental laws came? Here I would like to use the word Sanatan. Sanatan, that means if we try to find out the meaning of Sanatan, it means there is no beginning, no end. Sanatan. So Vedas जो है ये source है हमारे principles of life के. And Vedas are nothing but this is Smriti. This is Shruti. Shruti, that means जो सुना गया है. जो ऋषि मुनियों ने हमारे हजारों साल पहले जो सुना है वो वेदों में है. और स्मृति, दैट मीन्स उसको जो कंपाइल किया गया है उपनिषद में. 108 उपनिषद हैं एंड देन पुराण है, वेयर आवर वेरी फेमस रामायण एंड महाभारत और वेरी फेमस पुराण जो हम अपने डेली लाइफ में उसको फॉलो भी करते हैं, पढ़ते भी हैं. तो ये सारे आए हैं. the source of these all things are Ved, and the end of Ved is Vedanta, which is the principles of life, the laws of life, the philosophy of life. So this is very important. Smriti, Shruti and Smriti. Now what is the difference between Shruti and Smriti? Shruti जो है that is वो सुना गया है, सुन के ऋषि मुनियों ने उसको कंपाइल किया है अलग अलग कॉन्टेक्स्ट में. that is Smriti, on the basis of their memories, on the basis of their remembrance, that is Smriti. अब वो जो है that is that Smriti, Shruti or sorry, am I audible?
Yes,
am I
ma'am.
audible?
Yes, audible.
Yes, ma'am. You are audible.
Okay. So what we are doing in our day-to-day life, and we sometimes we listen news or a political conflict also occurs sometimes because of this Smriti, not because of Shruti, because Shruti is fundamental, that cannot be changed. There is eternal truth is compiled in Shruti. बट स्मृति जिसको कंपाइल करने में, कभी कोई एक्सप्लेनेशन करने में लोग अलग अलग तरीके से एक्सप्लेन करते हैं और उसी पे वो कॉन्फ्लिक्ट क्रिएट करते हैं. दैट इज स्मृति. वी कैन अंडरस्टैंड दिस विद द हेल्प ऑफ एग्जांपल. दैट सपोज देयर इज अ डॉक्टर हु हैज डिग्री ऑफ एमबीबीएस. एमबीबीएस में उसको सारा कुछ पढ़ा दिया जाता है कि दिस इज द मेडिसिन ऑफ दिस काइंड ऑफ डिजीज और that kind of disease. लेकिन there are different doctors in different areas. वो जो prescribe करते हैं, doctors prescribe the medicine to the patient. अब वो जो prescribe करते हैं that vary on the basis of the bodily acceptance, या उसकी age के according या उसके social background के according वो prescription vary कर सकता है. But people start fighting that this is my prescription, that is your prescription, and they start fighting that this is my medicine, this is your medicine, and whatever. But the ultimate result of all the medicines are same. All the prescriptions having the same result. So we have to go to find out the result, not on the prescription. हमें spirituality का जो ultimate aim है, we have to achieve that aim, not on the basis of religious community that ये हमारी community है, इसमें ऐसा follow करते हैं, उसमें वैसा follow करते हैं. No, we have to reach the third element of spirituality, that is the principle of life. that is the philosophy, and that is ultimate truth, eternal truth that cannot be changed. So this is the meaning of spirituality, or we can say the source of spirituality. Now I would like to associate the scientific aspects with spirituality. Everyone wants to find out, to follow spirituality. हर कोई follow करता है. कैसे करता है? Because everyone wants to achieve peace, happiness in their life. And the person understand with the help of experience. Life सबकी अलग-अलग है, rituals सब अलग-अलग follow कर रहे हैं, mythology अलग-अलग बता रहे हैं, but the fundamental truth is same for everyone, and we understand the meaning of fundamental truth with the help of anubhav, with the help of experience of our life. And ultimately we try, when we go for the meaning of life, then we understand that the purpose of every individual is common. Why? Because every individual wants to get happiness in their life. अब वो happiness खोज कहाँ रहा है? कोई खोज रहा है name and fame में, कोई खोज रहा है good friend, healthy friendship में, कोई खोज रहा है love में, और love that means attachment, the kind of attachment, not eternal love. कोई खोज रहा है उसको किसी object में, but the purpose of achieving all material desire is only one, to be happy, to be satisfied, to be contentment, having contentment. This is important thing. But हम वहाँ तक हम उसको अनुभव नहीं करते, and this is very important to have experience, that what we ultimately try to find out in our life. And this comes with the help of discrimination. So discrimination is very important. That means logical interpretation. Manas and discrimination both are different. Man or Vivek both are different. Man hai, there is no control on our mind. But discrimination always having control. What is right or what is wrong. And on the basis of discrimination, we are different for animal being. We are considered as a supreme being created by God or created by whatever source we consider. तो ये जो है डिस्क्रिमिनेशन, ये हमें बताता है कि हम अल्टीमेटली चाहते क्या हैं, खुशी चाहते हैं, और उसको कहाँ से हमें प्राप्त करना है, वो भी हमें with the help of discrimination we try to understand. अब यहाँ पे the scientific aspect of spirituality, if we use the term, that means the purpose of following religion or spirituality is common for everyone, to be happy, to have unionship with the source, to be complete. जैसे एक संस्कृत में भी है श्लोक, पूर्णमदः पूर्णमिदं पूर्णात् पूर्णमुदच्यते पूर्णस्य पूर्णमादाय पूर्णमेवावशिष्यते. That means everyone wants to be complete. We want to achieve the source from where we came, and ultimately we want to go to the source. इसके लिए there are scientific techniques are given by our Rishi Munis, where Patanjali name is very familiar. I hope everyone knows is familiar with the name of Patanjali, who is known as the father of yoga in modern age. He has given eightfold path of yoga. Unionship, yoga, that means unionship. There are 8 limbs of yoga. Yam, number 1 yam, number 2 niyam, number 3 asana, number 4 pranayam, then pratyahar, dharana, dhyan and samadhi. These are 8 limbs. And everyone has to go with these limbs of yoga to find the ultimate purpose of life. चाहे वो कोई भी religion को follow कर रहा है, but ultimate जो goal है, that is same for everyone. So what is yam and niyam? These are the fundamentals of following 8 limbs of yoga. Yama, that means what should not to do in our life, and niyama, that means what should important to follow in our day-to-day life. Only then we can achieve the third one. So there are 5 yamas and 5 niyamas. Yama, ahimsa, that means non-harming others. Number 2, satya, that means truthfulness. Number 3, asteya, that means non-stealing. Number 4, brahmacharya, that means self-control. Number 5, aparigraha, that means away from greed. These are 5 yamas, and similarly there are 5 niyamas. 5 niyamas, number 1 hai purity. Purity, that means inner purity as well as external purity. Very important. That means physical purity के साथ साथ हमारी mental purity भी होनी चाहिए. Not if and but. Number 2, संतोष. That means contentment. चाहे हमें कितना भी wealth मिल जाए, if there is no contentment, then we will never satisfy. We will never be satisfied in our life. But अगर contentment है, then we will have satisfaction in our life. Number 3, self-discipline. This is tough. Number 4, swadhyay. Swadhyay, sometimes we understand with self-study, and very importantly introspection. That means what we are doing in everyday life, we have to introspect with the help of discrimination power कि हम सही कर रहे हैं कि गलत कर रहे हैं. That is स्वाध्याय. अपने आप को introspect करना. And number 5, ईश्वर प्राणी निधान. That means surrender. That means we have to do our best in our life. We have to do our best effort, whatever we have desire, but ultimately we have to surrender. So these are yamas and niyamas. Then the third limb is asanas. Physical exercise is very important for having flexible body, because with the help of flexible body, if the physical body is stable, then only then our mind can be stable. And with the help of stable physical body and mind, we can concentrate on any kind of action, whatever we are doing. And with the help of concentration, we can achieve success in our life. That is asanas. And then pranayam. Pranayam, if we split the word pranayam, that means pran plus ayam. Pran, that means life energy. And ayam, that means control. We have to control our life energy, because every breath is very precious. And ऐसा भी कहा जाता है कि हमें जो काउंट करके ये सांस मिलती है. So with the help of pranayam, we can control on our pran, and we can receive higher energy, and we can put that energy on good quality, good deeds. So that is pranayam. Then pratyahar. Pratyahar, that means withdrawal of senses. There are 5 senses, and we should never go after our senses. This is pratyahar. That means we have to control our senses. It comes with by practicing pratyahar. Dharana, that means concentrate. Whatever we are doing at a time, we do that. If we do study or whatever kind of action we perform in our daily life, we have to have concentration. Then ध्यान, जिसको हम कहते हैं मेडिटेशन. आजकल बहुत पॉपुलर बना है ये वर्ड ध्यान, but sometimes we misunderstand the meaning of dhyan. So we should understand the in-depth meaning of meditation, which is the second last stage of Patanjali Yoga Sutra, or Patanjali's 8-fold path of yoga. And the last one is samadhi. That means oneness with the source, which is the ultimate purpose of this following spirituality or following any religion. And these all we have to practice in our day-to-day life. And the more we practice in our life, the more we find the result. And the result will be common for everyone, because this is scientific, this is rational, this is based on experimentation, this is proven. So, one more thing I would like to explain, that the purpose of every individual is common. The desire of of every individual is also common. Ultimate desire I am talking about, not materialistic desire. वो तो हमारी होती है, सबकी अलग अलग डिजायर है. बट अगर उस डिजायर के पीछे हम देखें रीजन क्या है, साइंटिफिकली अनुभव करके अगर हम देखें कि रीजन क्या है, then the reason is common for everyone, that is peace and happiness and contentment. So the purpose of our life, or the purpose of all desire, can be complete with the help of these scientific techniques which we have to follow in our day-to-day life. And this is common for everyone, this is proved, and this is the scientific aspects of reason. I hope my lecture is understandable. This is all about.
Yes, madam. Yes.
Over to you, sir.
Yes. Have you finished your speech?
Sorry?
Have you finished
Sorry, sir?
your speech?
Yeah, this is completed now.
Okay.
Thank you, ma'am, for your very good keynote speech, explanatory speech on the topic Science of Spiritualism. Now, after this keynote speech, I request participants, if you have questions, doubts, opinions, suggestions, please come with it.
हेलो, नमस्ते मैम.
नमस्ते सर.
मैम जय सिंह बोल रहा हूँ. मैम आपने एक शब्द बोला संतोष. आज के इस वातावरण में संतोष तो किसी को भी नहीं है. अगर एक एग्जांपल ले लो, मुझे अगर परिवार के अंदर संतोष है तो मेरे बच्चों को नहीं है. वो पड़ोसियों को देख के संतोष हो जाता है उसके अंदर. तो इससे बाहर कैसे निकलेंगे हम? अगर आप देखेंगे तो संतोष तो किसी को भी नहीं है. पैसे वाले तो बिल्कुल ही संतोष नहीं है. एक ऑटो वाला अच्छा लगता है, तो इससे बाहर कैसे निकले?
I understand. Santosh, we use the this is contentment, satisfaction. In other words, contentment, that means a kind of संतोष. That means कि जो भी हमने किया, अपना बेस्ट किया, और जो हमें मिल रहा है, we have to have contentment. ये भी सही है कि संतोष किसी को आज के टाइम में नहीं है. क्यों नहीं है? Because most of the people do not practice the philosophy of life. And that is why we forget. हम भूल जाते हैं कि लाइफ का पर्पस क्या है, और हम उस ग्रिड के पीछे भागते हैं. नेम एंड फेम एंड मनी एंड फैमिली, whatever, we are running after that. But ultimately ऐसा भी होता है, this is my own experience, ऐसा भी होता है कि वो चीज हमें मिल जाती है, और जब हमें मिल जाती है तो फिर हमें लगता है इसके पीछे हम इतनी देर भाग रहे थे, इसमें तो ज्यादा इसकी वैल्यू नहीं है. So in this journey we have to practice the characteristics of contentment. क्योंकि अगर वो नहीं मिलेगा, contentment की characteristics हम cultivate और manifest नहीं करेंगे, तो पूरी लाइफ हमारी ऐसे ही बीत जाएगी one after another, और हमें ऐसा लगेगा कि हमने कुछ किया ही नहीं. So contentment is very important, and ये हमें practice से आता है. भगवत गीता को आप पढ़ोगे तो आपको मिलेगा कि जो भी योग के नियम है, उसके पीछे भगवान कृष्ण ने यही लिखा है कि हमें प्रैक्टिस, अभ्यास से ही वो चीज हम अचीव कर सकते हैं. दिस इज नॉट overnight practice, overnight result.
One more thing, madam. Contentment is a mental discipline. If you do not have mental discipline, you will be greedy. Like
Yes.
if you are greedy, you will overeat. Overeating will give you obesity and sicknesses. Therefore, in the same way, the mental discipline is required for contentment in life.
Yes, of course. Thank you so much.
मैडम, जिस तरह से किसी जयवीर साहब ने सही कहा कि लोग कंटेनमेंट नहीं हो पा रहे हैं या बाहर नहीं आ पा रहे हैं, तो इट्स द फैक्ट दैट कहीं ना कहीं वी आर नॉट फॉलोइंग spirituality, whether it's Muslim or Christian or Sikh or whoever may be. If I stick to my religion, my religious book, Quran, if I read properly, understand properly, and I know what my duty is as per the Quran, as per the whatever the Bhagavad Gita or Bible, I think the whole world today, what is plunged into the different problems, it is because of non-following of the principles which are laid down in the respective books of the religious books.
Absolutely, sir.
I think
That is why I explained the scientific techniques of practicing yoga, where self-discipline is also one of them.
And moreover, the West culture, the media, and the different type of human over aspirations, over expectations, all these things are making human beings they lost their why they are surviving, why they are really on this earth. They are not understanding themselves. Even in my case, also if I understand why I am here in the world, what are my duties, I think that gives me a lot of satisfaction. If I there is a tendency in human being that मुझे आगे बढ़ना है, मेरा बाजू वाला नहीं बढ़ना चाहिए. Whatever I have, others should not have. That is spoiling the entire culture, entire society, entire mankind. I think what my perception is. What do you say about this, ma'am?
You asked me a question. I thought आप share कर रहे हो अपनी knowledge को.
ये जो phenomena है, अगर हम इस पे थोड़ा सा अगर अच्छा सोचते हैं, if you think seriously, I think these problems today what we are facing, entire world, not only in India but entire world, I think we will definitely overcome this. So what is your take? How do you explain this?
Yes, of course. Because of in this competition era, the whole world is running after one and another desire, and there is no end of the desire. मरते समय तक हमें डिजायर रहती है, एक के बाद एक. उसको देख ले मरते समय, ये भी एक डिजायर ही है उसके. अदरवाइज we do not feel satisfaction. So because of this we have to have competition. That is not bad. competition तो होनी चाहिए, तभी हम आगे बढ़ते हैं एक दूसरे से. बट उस competition में there are several negativities as well, like jealousy है, या उसके साथ हिंसा भी है, किसी को हार्म पहुंचाना भी है. This negative characteristic should not be incorporated with competition. Healthy competition should be there. Healthy competition.
जैसा मैं किसी पैसे वाला बंदा है सोसाइटी में, somebody is very rich in the society, the country or India, we have few people holding lot of wealth in the nation. India, as far as India is concerned, we have areas which are highly developed and they are very powerful people. There are few people powerful as far as they, if they think seriously about people who don't have one square meal, एक टाइम का खाना भी नसीब नहीं है, if they share their part of the wealth, I think this discrimination will not be there. People will be living happily. उससे क्या हो जा रहा है, गरीब लोग when they become arrogant, all ill effects will be or they are taking over in the society. तो इसीलिए चाहिए कि हमें कुछ ना कुछ आपने सही कहा कि spirituality must be there in all the people. Because I have seen one article where Ambani has spent 300 crores on his daughter marriage. Had he been partly shared with some poor people like Ratan Tata spent 66% as profit on the welfare of the common man. Such things are happening. If it happens, I think everywhere, not only in India, everywhere there will be a lot of what you call peace in the world. अभी peace नहीं होने की वजह मुझे ये नजर आ रही है कि हर बंदा they are just running after materialistic world में हो गए. They are purely materialistic हो गए हैं.
Materialistic. If you go to the scriptures, then you will find that the world is full of duality. Duality, that means dvand. There is, at the same time, there is good or there is bad. There is evil as well as there is God as well as. Both are, so the whole world is mixed with duality. So we have to be like ant, that we have to reach the perfect, the good things wherever we go. And the second important thing which I would like to explain, that God created this world full of duality, but this is very balanced. If there is evil people, then there is good people as well, and therefore there is balance maintained. अगर यूक्रेन और रसिया के बीच में जो अभी हो रहा है, वो जो लोग माइग्रेट कर रहे हैं, there are thousands of people are helping them. प्रॉब्लम्स भी इमर्ज हो रही है, एक तरफ नेगेटिविटीज भी है, बट साथ में बैलेंस करने के लिए पॉजिटिविटी भी है. सो वर्ल्ड कैन नॉट बी परफेक्ट. जैसे हम परफेक्ट नहीं है, भगवान ने हमें परफेक्ट नहीं बनाया, उसी तरह संसार को भी परफेक्ट नहीं बनाया गया है, क्योंकि एवरी टाइम वी हैव टू लर्न समथिंग विद एवरी सर्कमस्टांसेस.
Exactly, you are right. मेरा बोलना मकसद ये कि everybody over maybe India is a multicultural society, multi-language society. There are thousands of religions. They follow their own sects, their own principles. I think there will be pure lot of peace and harmony in the country instead of having this hatredness, all these things. What people get out of this hatredness? because the lack of spirituality leading to the heart attacks among the people. That's what my observation.
Yes. But actually, important to learn that every individual is spiritual. हर कोई spiritual है. Because everyone wants to get good things or happiness, तो कहीं ना कहीं हर कोई spiritual है. But because of dualism, because of delusion, हम भूल जाते हैं कि हम क्या कर रहे हैं. और उस forgetfulness में हम गलत काम कर जाते हैं.
Basically, you need to have some sort of guru, some sort of person to show the path. That's what we call Murshid, and other call guru, what we call Sant. So to show the right path, because as we are human being, we are easily, we are social beings, social animal. Our wants are never ending and never changing. We are social animal. Our wants are never ending and never changing. For that, we are running after that. So somebody must there to put a full stop for our unending wants.
Yes, absolutely. Yes, thank you.
Thank you, ma'am.
Ma'am, there is one question in the chat box by Vidyasagar sir.
What is your question, sir?
Ma'am, there is a question in the chat box by Vidyasagar sir.
Chat box. Okay.
Pandemic is one
How
of
to
the
change our views and how to change our views that we used to mismatch between our thought and action in our daily life. Change our views. Yes. With, again, I'm telling you, with the help of practice. Practicing of yamas and niyamas, that is very important. Fundamentals of life. With the help of practice. There is no alternative of practice.
Hello, good evening, ma'am. Very, very nice. 1 second, sir. Yes. How can you use this philosophy of life in the counseling process of the student in the classroom also? During the teaching practice, ma'am, any
yes, so,
we are always thinking about the psychological counseling and psychological pathology, etc. But we are overlooked the use of the philosophy of life and spirituality, spiritual intelligence, etc. Thank you.
Yes, I totally agree, because our course curriculum change every year, or with the passage of time our course curriculum is based on professional teaching, professional learning. So हम उसको कई बार skip कर जाते हैं spiritual learning. But I remember in my school days कि there were a course was incorporated in our learning, that was moral studies. तो स्कूल लाइफ में हमने moral studies किया था जब 10th तक. उसके बाद खैर वो तो जो आप कह रहे हैं, I totally agree कि spirituality को ऐसे सब्जेक्ट की तरह incorporate नहीं किया गया है. लेकिन with the new education policies में I think there are some points कि हम कैसे उसको incorporate करें philosophy of life को अपने teachings में. तो जैसे योग है, कंपल्सरी कर दिया गया है आजकल, इस तरह से कर सकते हैं. एंड साइकोलॉजी इज वेरी क्लोज टू स्पिरिचुअलिटी, बिकॉज दिस इज स्टडी ऑफ मेंटल बिहेवियर. एंड व्हेन आवर माइंड इज स्ट्रांग, हैविंग सेल्फ डिसिप्लिन, सेल्फ कंट्रोल, दैट कुछ हद तक हम बहुत सारी जो नहीं होने वाली चीजें हैं उसको कंट्रोल कर सकते हैं. तो यही है. बाकी कंपल्सरी तो किया जा रहा है. एक और भी कर सकते हैं हम, मतलब जैसे अभी सर ने किया है ये एक वर्चुअल प्लेटफॉर्म. वी कैन पार्ट ऑफ हायर एजुकेशन करिकुलम एंशिएंट इंडियन विजडम को जैसे वो डिपेंड करता है अलग अलग कॉलेज से. उसको NEP 2020 में तो ये है, मेंशन है.
15 years. Therefore, you're creating a vision to achieve his goal. This is the greatest spiritual dimension that you can put to a child.
पे सब blessing दे दी. अगर कम से कम उन्हें अपने
daily life, I don't know, but you have kept your fit mindly, physically by doing yoga and spreading this knowledge in the society. Thank you, madam.
Thank you so much, sir. Thank you so much.
It was very nice, madam, Supriya madam. It was nice, very simple way of delivering things. I must thank you for that.
Thank you, sir. Sir, my subject is basically sociology. I have done my PhD from sociology, but I thought it would be better to deliver a lecture on a common topic which is fascinating for everyone. That's why I selected this one.
Thank you. Keep this with you and spread this knowledge. Try to give this knowledge to all the students or parents, those who want to organize this type of lecture. We best all the best for your future. Thank you, madam. We wish all the
Thank you,
best.
sir. Thank you so much.
Now at the end, vote of thanks. First of all, I would like to thank today's honorable speaker, Supriya ma'am, who has accepted the invitation of our college, spared her precious time to deliver keynote speech on the topic, Science of Spiritualism. And she has given the message through the keynote speech that happiness, peace of mind, stoicism, values, these are the fundamental things to achieve spiritualism in life. Thank you, ma'am, for your very meaningful keynote speech. I also thank Chief Organizer and Chairperson of this webinar series, Honorable Principal Dr. M.M. Bet. And because of him, we all can listen keynote speeches, we can have discussions, we can raise questions, have answers, doubts, can get clearance. And this opportunity has been provided to us by the Chief Organizer and Chairperson. So on behalf of all, I thank you, sir. I also thank participants. And participants are the backbone, inseparable part, because they have the main role to play in this webinar series. And so the series is becoming successful. So thank you, participants. I also thank Dr. Anita Dhole ma'am for giving introduction of today's chief guest, Supriya Srivastava ma'am. And now I request participants, feedback link has already been sent in the chat box. Please fill it, we have your certificate. And with the permission of Chief Organizer and Chairperson of this webinar series, I announce here that today's webinar is over, but we will be waiting for you for the tomorrow's webinar. Thanks to all. Thank you very much.
So much, sir. Thank you so much.
Thank you, madam. Thank you. Now you can leave, madam. We will keep.
Okay, thank you, sir. Thank you, sir.
Okay.